Well, today I'm going to talk to two sisters and their brother who say they desperately need my help. Now, their parents divorced 9 years ago, and now they say their dad is, well, they say he's a deadbeat. One of them got a letter from their dad when she was just 12 years old that she wanted to share with me. Take a look.
This is a letter my dad sent to me in 7th grade, and it really broke my heart. Hey, baby girl. I haven't called in a while, and I probably won't call again for a while. I wanted to let you know that what's going on from my side. Your mom and I can't seem to communicate without her being completely ridiculous. I am faced with a dilemma by your mother and allowing her to abuse you guys by holding your visits over my head. Or I can give up my parental rights to you guys. By law, I have no claim to you as your father. I couldn't see you or talk to you if your mother doesn't permit me to. You're not much different than now, huh? Fortunately, it only affects us until you're 18. It is not by desire, but out of necessity of survival that I must follow this course of action. Talk it over and let me know, or else I'm going to go through this path, and I hope it won't affect the way you feel for me, your dad, forever.
Well, that was 17-year-old Amber. Now, her 19-year-old brother, Zach, says he is so mad at their dad that he wrote him a Facebook message telling him all the ways that he needs to change.
My dad doesn't give a crap about my family. He puts us at the very bottom of his priority list. It upsets me a lot. I'm about to leave for the military in a few weeks. The fact that you haven't messaged me to say you wanted to hang out really bothers me. This is part of a recent Facebook message that I sent to my dad. Dad, the bottom line is I want my dad back. The dad I used to have that would sit down and have talks with me about whatever and not really judge me. And I miss the dad that used to hold his head up high and put his kids before anything else. His real kids. Look, Dad, I love you, I do, and that's why I'm the only kid of yours that hasn't totally given up on you, because I think you have the potential to be our dad again, but you do have a lot of work to do.
Well, you just heard from brother and sister Zach and Amber, and they've not seen their dad in 5 months, but for their younger sister, Caitlin, it's been over a year. Now, Caitlin actually wrote me a letter, and so since we're kind of reading letters and messages here, Caitlin, why don't you read me some of yours?
All right. Dear Dr. Phil, I was wondering if you can help me knock some sense into my deadbeat dad. I'm 16 and I hate my dad. He would fail to show up on weekends that it was his turn. He wouldn't provide insurance, and he doesn't pay, and it irks me because I don't want to do things I don't want to do. I don't even know if I could stand to see him because every time he somehow has stuff he needs to do instead. Dr. Phil, what do I do to get everything across to him?
So, if you still want to get his attention, if you still want to get some things across to him, then you must still care about having him as a father.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why? What is it you want?
Well, we used to be able to hang out and have fun and play board games and act like a true family, but now it just seems like we can't even do that anymore without him complaining about something or just not being there.
You say you haven't seen him in over a year.
Yeah.
And you say there are at least 20 meetings that he has set up and failed to show for.
Yeah, several
20 times he said, I'll be there, I'll do this, I'll do that, and didn't show.
No.
So what do you say to yourself when that happens? When 15, 16, 17 happens, what are you saying to yourself?
I tell myself, maybe he'll come around next time. Maybe he'll be there for me sometime, but he just doesn't end up being there. I mean, I've tried writing to him, I've tried doing all this, but he just doesn't.
Do you still want a relationship with him, Zach?
Yeah, you know, what son doesn't want a relationship with his dad, you know? I've had a really hard time growing up and trying to grow up into a man without, you know, a really strong fatherly figure there for me, you know? And it hurts even worse when I see he's not there for my little sisters. So, I mean, if he can work it out and he can, you know, man up and do the things he needs to, I'd love to have a relationship with him.
And you still want it, or are you done?
I do. I want a relationship with my dad. I want him to be there for me when I have tough times, when I have good times, where I could just call him up and be like, hey, Dad, guess what I did today? I just did something remarkable, or I got straight A's, and And I could just talk to my dad about anything, and he's not there to do that, and he doesn't care to be.
Well, what would you say if I told you that he says that you guys are just a bunch of drama queens?
I would say that's a very classic Todd thing to say.
Yeah.
He always blames everyone else for everything.
Well, actually, he says y'all are drama queens. He says he doesn't even really know you.
We don't really talk. For the last past year, we've had an occasional text message or email, but he doesn't really try. Like, I try emailing him, a couple days he'll try, or sometimes I won't even know if he has a cell phone or anything, really.
So he doesn't answer when y'all text him?
I don't have a cell phone, but like every time I message him, it takes him several days to weeks to message back.
Well, let's hear what their parents have to say, and then we'll bring out Mom and Dad.
Todd always says he's going to pay his child support, and then it never comes through.
My dad is definitely a deadbeat dad.
Some of Todd's excuses for not paying his child support: he hasn't gotten paid from his last job. He has to buy stuff around the house. He had to pay all of his bills, and he's going broke.
One of my favorite excuses that he's ever made is he just doesn't feel like he should because we're all pretty much grown up.
Yeah, there's always an excuse. There's a reason why I'm not paying it. It's because I don't have it. You can't pay what you don't have.
Todd is currently 5.5 months behind in child support.
I think right now I'm behind about a month and a half.
The financial strain that this whole situation has caused has been unreal.
My mom hasn't been able to pay for our clothes, and I've had to get a job. My sister's had to get a job. We've had to be late for paying bills.
My dad was supposed to pay for driver's ed, but he didn't come through.
Everybody is making a big deal out of the support thing. Certainly if I had the steady income that their mother has, I would be able to give them everything that they need.
If Todd doesn't pay his child support, he thinks he's hurting me. Not paying child support doesn't hurt me, it hurts these kids.
My dad always claims he doesn't have enough money, but he has enough to support his new family and himself.
I have taken Todd to court at least 12 times for child support.
I think that we both have responsibilities towards taking care of the kids. So in a nutshell, I think Heidi should be making up for the difference if she can afford it. And if I can't afford it, then no, I shouldn't.
I am 100% always the one that steps up for these kids.
I think I'm getting made out to be a bad guy.
Okay. Tell me what your goal is here today. What would have to happen for you to go, this was a home run, I'm glad we had this time together?
Well, Dr. Phil, I love my kids. I want to spend time with them. I always have wanted to spend time with them. My goal today is that we can break down the barriers. There's a lot of lies that are going on right now, in particular on what my part has been in the past and how many times, out of those 20 visits that were set up and so on, most of them were Heidi's fault why I couldn't come. Only 3 of them did I cancel on. The rest of them, she wouldn't let me get there to pick them up because I was running too late for her schedule.
I kind of approach these things in a real simple and fundamental way, which is very results-oriented. And you have not seen Caitlin in a year. Now, and I got to be honest, just like I ask you guys to be honest, and tell you, I am very skeptical that there is any theory under which you would not see a child of yours for a year, whether it's money, jobs, ex-wife, conflicting schedules. In a year, you can't arrange to get in front of your own child and hold her hand, look her in the eye, talk to her, be with her, not once in a year? Now, how are you a victim in that regard? I don't get that. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest with you.
No, absolutely. A year ago, my daughter Amber went through back surgery. Her mom didn't even want me to be there. She did everything, including not even tell me the time that it was going to be there. If it wasn't for Amber,
you don't need her permission.
I understand that. But if I am not allowed to go to her home, if I can't even communicate with her, she put a block on the phone so I couldn't call my kids. She grounded her from Facebook
because Caitlin asked.
She grounded her from Facebook, so I had no way of contacting her. The only way that I could do it is to go out there. Last year in September,
you can meet them at Walmart.
I'm not done. When I'm done, you can talk.
You need to be respectful of them too. Instead of telling lies.
Okay, I lost a partnership that I had where the business was going down. I had no money. I had $2,000. The $2,000 I got last September that I got from the job, selling my part of the job. I took all of it and paid it towards child support so I could get caught up on it.
Isn't that your
I had to borrow money
responsibility to be
from.
caught up? Isn't it your responsibility to pay your child support and to be caught
Listen,
up?
I understand you don't want to be interrupted, but neither can you filibuster.
Okay,
You
all right.
have to give these people an opportunity to respond.
Absolutely.
Heidi, what did you want to say?
I called and I told you the basic information for Amber's surgery. Then I told you the rest of it was on you. It is your responsibility as a parent, if you and I don't get along, call the stupid hospital and get that information. You made it up there. No, I don't want to deal with it.
I shouldn't have had to call the hospital. You should have told me where my daughter is going to have surgery.
I did
Amber,
tell you.
What do you want to say?
When it was going on.
Hold on.
I
What do you
want
want
to
to say?
say with the job thing, Dad, you have an education. You have more of an education than Mom, and yet you could get a stable job. You've had a stable job, and you left it to get your wife, fix things with your second wife.
I didn't leave things to fix
No.
anything with my
That's
second
what
wife.
you told
I
me.
came
You
back
told
here
us
to
that
be
as
with
soon
you.
as you came
I
back.
never told you that.
Yes, you did. And also for my surgery, you're my dad. You shouldn't have to go through with my mom, who you know you guys don't have a good relationship with. Couldn't you just do it and have responsibility to yourself?
I did. I didn't even talk to her. I was nice and polite to everyone. She was the one that came and was rude.
Why is everything Mom's fault? So what if she's rude? She has hostilities for you for a really good reason.
What about when Amber came to live with you and you were supposed to put her through therapy? You decided that, you couldn't try to put the
You had
money.
to
You
ask
know
for
why?
Wanda
Because I had to
first.
put that $1,500 into a lawyer because your mom was trying to get back at me for being late on child support, which I just happened to pay and get caught up that day. I get a letter in the mail.
If you couldn't support yourself, why the hell did you go and get married and support a whole nother family? Your wife didn't even have a job, and she had three
Because,
kids.
Amber,
and then you accepted Adrian, who's
I
a
work
homeless kid in your house.
I work 3 jobs sometimes at a time and can't support myself because that's just the way the economy is.
Well, then why don't you look at getting a different job?
You have an education.
Why is that their
You're
fault?
fluent in Spanish, Dad. What can you not do anything with that?
All right.
Zach, our relationship has been a roller coaster. Amber, wow, way too intense, girl. You need to just take a chill pill and relax and let's work together. Caitlin, I don't even know her. I don't know her. I have no idea what she thinks, what she feels. I don't know why she does the things that she does. My kids are very dramatic. They should all be actors.
Caitlin, what do you want to say?
You don't know me because you haven't tried. Like, I understand you get occasional text message, but it's not enough. I'm a kid and I want my dad there. Every time you try, you just don't. It doesn't seem like you want to be there. It seems like you have to be there for me.
Every time I tried calling you last fall, every time I text you, every time I tried Facebooking you, there was no response there. Eventually, you try and you try and you try, and then what can you do? If you're not getting a response on the other side, I didn't have a job. I didn't start working until January, from September till January. I tried looking for a job. I went and applied all kinds of places. We're in a recession during this time period.
That recession's been going on for 9 years, Todd.
Yeah,
for you, for 9
and
years.
a miracle that I have money at all to be able to pay for anything.
It's
A
your
miracle.
responsibility.
I had a
Your
great job.
family just
I had a
died.
great job, and you, Heidi, wouldn't even allow,
Yes,
which
it
your
is
court
my
ordered,
fault.
court ordered to pay for half of the travel.
I said
and
I
you
would
told the
not
kids that you weren't
drive
going to pay for it.
No,
I don't
said
know
I
what
would
the two
drive.
of you. I don't know what the two of you are doing involving children over the last 9 years
I agree.
in
Shouldn't be at all.
the financial aspects of this marriage. I am interested in what you said on that tape. You said, I don't even know Caitlin. She's 16 years old and you don't know her? How do you feel about saying that?
I feel horrible. This is my baby girl. And Dr. Phil, the truth of the matter is, you have to work. And you know what? She gets child support. She has a husband that makes money, and she has money. And she still can't seem to raise these kids.
You kids don't even need to attend to this because it doesn't involve you, but I'm curious about a couple of things here. First off, the court adjudicated this divorce, and they made a custody ruling and a child support ruling, correct? And
Yes, they did.
and so you were ordered to pay certain things.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say, unless you don't think it's fair. They said, here's what the ruling is, that's what to do. You do acknowledge that, even though you don't agree with it.
I totally acknowledge,
Okay,
and I agree with it.
Okay,
I
then-
agree with it, so long as it's fair. Now,
I don't really
a man
care.
should be able to live.
Okay, but wait a minute. I don't really
Dad,
care.
you
Let
ma-
me finish. Let me finish. I don't really care whether you agree with it or not, and I'm certain that the judge doesn't. They make a decision, and you have the right to go in and appeal that or change that, but so long as it's there, you don't just decide, well, she's got money, she doesn't need it. And then you say, I only make $12,000 a year. Okay, now I did some research. You're in Illinois. The minimum wage in Illinois is $8.25 an hour. If you were working just at minimum wage, you would make $330 a week. You would make $17,160 a year. But you say you're only making $12,000. So you're a college graduate, and you're not even making minimum wage. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I made last year, yes.
Okay, all right, that's what I'm asking. Then you also said that one of the reasons is that you're working 70 to 80 hours a week. Well, if you were working 70 to 80 hours a week, then you would be making $34,000 a year, not $17,000 a year, but you say that you're making just $12,000 a year. So I can't figure it out.
You want to be real, let's keep it real, okay? Out of what I've made, that total income, I have employees I have to pay taxes, I have a truck,
When
I have
have you paid
insurance,
taxes?
I have to buy new
You get
tools.
all your
when
money
they-
under the table,
Yeah,
Dad.
Wait. My question to you is, if you're in a profession where after expenses and given the up and downs, you're only making $12,000 a year, you could go to the fast food industry and
used
more
to be in
than
the fast
double
food
your
industry.
income. You could more than double your income. You're saying, I'm trying to take care of my kids. Honest to God, you could go
I was
work
in the
an
fast
entry-
food industry, and that's why I couldn't ever visit them, because they always had you working late at night.
Well, Todd has so many reasons why he can't
It's-
pay his child
it's
support to
true.
see his kids that I wanted
And then
to
if
list
I'm
them.
late,
Here's what you say.
that's
You say,
great.
I can't pay because I don't have it. You can't pay what you don't have, right?
That's true.
It's just can't get blood out of a turnip, right? Okay, he's changed jobs, and so not making money. Only made $12,000 last year. As a contractor, it takes 60 to 90 days to get paid. Says when one parent can take care of the kids and the other can't, you just make up for it. You come together and you make up for it. Don't have a steady income like Heidi does. I live off very little bit, and every bit of my money goes to just get by. They don't understand. I get behind on bills, and health insurance is very expensive. I work 78 hours a week, so there's just no time. I do work late hours. I struggle with gas money, and so I often can't afford the trip. And in the wintertime, absolutely not, because I don't get paid as a contractor because it shuts down, right? It's hard to justify spending $80 on a trip plus food for just an hour visit. And on holidays, they're busy. They make plans, and it's too hurtful being rejected and ignored. Heidi blocked my phone, so I couldn't call them. She grounds the kids if they talk to me. You think she punishes them if they talk to you?
They've said that. That's their words. I was just reiterating what they had told me, Dr. Phil.
So
They
she's
told me-
trying to keep you apart.
She is trying to keep
Is
us
that
apart.
true?
That is so not true. These kids are teenagers. They have the right.
You're such a liar.
Excuse me.
Such a liar.
You told me to be quiet. Now
You're such
be
a
respectful
liar.
yourself. I know that's difficult. It is your responsibility as their parent, if they're coming down to see you, to provide transportation.
Hang on,
Amber
wait.
said- you're
They got to go on
interrupting me
4
again,
cruises, too.
We've been
In the
on
last
one,
3
and that was
years.
to help you
Amber
through my
had
surgery, Dad.
That was
You
not
don't
to help
even
you
know
through
how
the
much-
surgery.
Do you know how much that hurt?
Todd, does it
Do you know what it's
really
like to go
matter?
without food?
Does it
Do you know what it's like to
matter?
go
Is
without
really gonna pull
clothing?
that crap?
To lose your
Hey, shut
apartment,
up.
your
Do you
truck,
have
and
little
your
rods in your
trailer?
back? Are you freaking kidding me? Do you even have an idea of what she goes through on a daily basis?
I do.
Does it really matter if I took them on a cruise, whether or not you see your children? She drove down there. I
Heidi,
didn't
let's
stop
not
them.
play these games. You know darn
isn't
well.
always a game.
You know darn well that you have kept them away from
No.
me for as much time as you possibly can. And you even say, and I've got witnesses who have heard you say this, that you want to keep them and make my life as a living hell. Let's be real
I'm
here.
the one
Quit
taking
coming
care
out
of
here
them.
like you're some angel. That
No, I did block your
I do
phone
have
for
a
a
lot of
period of time
excuses why I haven't
because
seen my
you were
kids,
hurting
and all of
my
them are
kids.
mostly because you can't let go of me.
I hate you. I love them.
Why do you hate me?
Because you hurt
I haven't
my
done anything
children
to you.
Time and time
All right,
again.
I paid you the first 3 years we were
Hold on,
divorced.
stop. Come on.
This
Her and
isn't
I.
about
It's not
father
about you, too.
and mother problems. This is about a deadbeat dad.
To you.
All right, stop talking. Let me ask you a question. Why are you angry with your children?
Because they're on her side. They don't see, Dr. Phil, they don't see all the times that I've come home crying because I went to pick up my kids. I get halfway there, and she tells me on the phone, you're going to be more than 5 minutes late. You don't get to have the kids. It doesn't fit into her little schedule.
Okay, but why are you angry with your children? You haven't seen 2 of them for 5 months.
That was their choice.
You haven't seen 1 of them for a year.
Her choice.
And you come out here, you don't even acknowledge them when you first come out here.
You didn't even look at me when you sat down.
You know why I can't look at you?
Why, Dad? Did I remind you too much of my mom?
Probably so.
Is that it? You can't
Probably
face
so.
the truth coming out of anything? You can't face it straight on?
Did you just say, I can't look at you because you do remind me of your mother? Perhaps that's true.
Her behavior is, you see the way she's like, blah, 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 blah. Her mom is like the most rude person I've ever met in my life. I'm a nice guy. Everybody knows me. No, I'm serious. You guys laugh. I'm the nicest person that most people will ever meet. I go into a job site. People are delighted that I'm there. I do charity work. I work with people at church. I do a lot of these things. I try to include the kids in doing these things. They don't want to be involved in doing nice things for other people. They just want, we want to go and have fun. We want to go on cruises. We want you to take us bowling. I don't have the money to take you bowling. I'm sorry. Let's do something at home. Let's watch a movie. That's not good enough.
House.
Well, I'm here with Heidi and her 3 kids, Caitlin, Zach, and Amber, and they're very upset with their dad. They say, look, he needs to grow up. He needs to be a good father. Todd says if his kids just made more of an effort to be part of his new family and get along with his new wife, then perhaps things could be different. Let me introduce, this is your current wife, right?
This is Rolanda, yes.
Okay, Rolanda. Now, if I were you, at one level, I would be very flattered that I had 3 children that were making such a gargantuan effort to close the relationship with me as a father.
They could have called me.
Okay.
They didn't have to.
We didn't have your cell phone number because you didn't give it to us.
I don't know, Zach. I
asked
seem
you
to
for
have Facebooked you that same number 3 times.
You
Because I
posted
didn't
it
get it,
once.
Dad. It's on there.
Isn't it
was
weird
posted
how you
once.
say you couldn't
Amber
call
has
us
it.
because Mom blocked
When the
us, but you
studio
could've
called me, they
messaged us
called me
when
You
by my
remember the
cell
last
phone
time
number
you
that you
talked to
gave
me?
As
it.
soon as he got the phone, he messaged you guys. I read the message.
I got the message saying that, hey, Amber, can you give Zach
Okay,
He
but
sends
what
you
do
my
you-
whole phone number?
He
It's
tries
not at
to
all about
talk
how
to
I
me
am.
all
hold
of
on.
the time.
What do you
tried.
want?
Shut up, Rolanda.
What would you like for your
Don't
children?
speak to me like that, young
Don't.
lady.
Speak to you how I
You
feel.
gotta come
Amber.
over here and do
No,
something.
you can't.
Let Dr. Phil talk, please.
Oh,
He's
hold
asking
on.
me a question.
Did you hear
Hold on.
this? Are you going to come over here and do something about that?
Look, that's not
Relax.
what we're here for.
No.
That's not what we're here for. And we don't need sarcasm, and we don't need these resentful tones between people. And whether you 2 think so or not, I take family. Why? What is your? What are you? I'm sorry.
I'm Dr. Phil. I told my husband before he did this. Okay, I said, you know, this is another opportunity for your ex-wife and your children to try to humiliate you. This is what I've seen in the 2 years, okay, that we've known each other, constantly. And I have watched my husband be belittled. I have watched my husband be insulted. I have heard lies, okay, just being screamed across the stage. And yeah, I'm a little upset.
Whether you guys think so or not, I take family very, very seriously. And I know this for sure. These 2 young ladies very much need a healthy relationship with their father.
I agree.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a point at which they will begin making decisions about relationships with men, getting married, doing things where having the father in their lives that they can consult with and counsel with and really kind of be their friend at the factory to say, you know, let me tell you about guys, let me say some things about this, can be invaluable information for them. And if they have a damaged relationship with a father, that can make them very vulnerable to being kind of overly hungry for acceptance from a man.
I agree.
So I can't tell you how much I support you healing a relationship with your daughters and having an open exchange of communication here. I asked each one of them before you came out, do you want still a relationship with your father? And each one of them said, yes, I do. I want that. I need that. I've come here to get that. Now, they have frustrations, and they are entitled to vent those things. You have a side of this that you feel like they need to hear, and you say that hasn't come out, but I think it has come out, and I can paraphrase it for you, and you can tell me if I'm hearing it properly. You're saying that, look, I do want a relationship with my children, but the fact of the matter is that behind the scenes and under the table, this woman has been sabotaging that. She has put obstacles in the way every chance that she can. She has actually brainwashed them by telling them what a no-good guy that I am. And I want them to know there's another side to this story, and here's what it is. Have I missed anything?
I think that that's pretty accurate.
Okay, so I have been listening, and you have been able to say that since you got out here, despite the fact that it hasn't been received well.
Right.
Just because they don't agree with you, that doesn't mean that it hasn't been said. You haven't had the opportunity to do it. So you have.
They have to understand that what Dad is saying is not all like their mom is saying, that there are some legitimate things that people do in life that unfortunately you have to do. I've put jobs aside. I lost a job because I was putting them first.
At some point, as the father, is it maybe appropriate to not yell back at them, but to just say, look, tell me what you need from me. And if I have failed you in some way as a parent, then let me explain the circumstances and conditions of that. I'm not mad at you, but I am frustrated by the situation.
Absolutely.
Do you think maybe that would be better than yelling back and forth?
You're right. That is the better way of dealing with it. I have done that to them and with them repeatedly.
What do you want in your relationship with this one right here?
I want Amber to see the real thing that's going on between us. I want her to understand that I love you. You were in my home. I spent time with you more than I had to give.
Do you want a relationship with her, or do you not?
Absolutely.
Because if you say my number one priority is my wife.
That's the way it should be. Your relationship with your wife, your kids is 1.1.
Really?
It's 1.1.
What does that even mean, 1.1?
What does it mean?
Like your wife's
it means that you work.
98.9?
You are actually helping your kids when you work on your relationship with your wife because you're able.
We want nothing to do with your wife. We want a relationship with you.
Unfortunately, that's the way the situation is. You can't just pick and choose. You can't just pick and choose.
None of us
Actually, we
wanted
can.
you guys to be together.
When you're married, you seem to focus on her more than us. When you're divorced, you spend time with us.
I'm at
occasionally.
work from 7. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Let me.
you've already
I'm
made
getting.
that
I'm getting.
point.
Yeah, that's all right.
The point is, since we've been married, I have seen your father try to make contact with you multiple times. I have seen your father sit on the foot of the bed in tears, crying because he can't get through to you. I have heard the phone as I dialed your number and it was blocked. Okay, so we couldn't even call you.
Did you know
okay, I've gotten the nasty messages.
Did you know that I personally did that because every single time I talked to my father, I ended up getting in a fight with him and ended up crying and bawling my eyes out right after because he would manipulate me and then guilt trip that
And
everything
Amber,
was my mom's fault.
I absolutely
and he could
hate
not
that.
take responsibility for his own actions.
That's not true, Amber.
My dad, we're his kids. He's part of us. We're part of him, and he doesn't care. My dad doesn't know how much pain I'm in. Dad, do you know how many times I cry, hoping that you'll turn around and be there for me and help me through the bad and want to know who I am, want to know my favorite color, but you don't. You don't even want to spend time with me or get to know me or do anything to help support me.
Well, that was Amber talking about how painful it feels to not be connected with her father. Now, Amber and her brother and sister, Zach and Caitlin, want to know what has to happen to close this gap. What has to happen to have any chance of a normal relationship here? And, I'd like Todd to listen very closely to what each of his children have to say to him. So just focus on just this for a few seconds, and then we can respond.
My dad was sitting right here. I would say, Dad, you really wronged me my entire life. Through the physical abuse, the mental abuse, the neglect, not taking responsibility for us as your children. And you've been wrong. I'd really like you to admit that.
I could talk to my dad and him actually listen. I would tell him all my insecurities that I have with him about how I don't feel good enough, how I don't feel like I'm worth his time, how he puts his new family in front of us and how wrong that is, and how he constantly is guilt tripping us, and that's not healthy. Our relationship is not healthy and it needs fixed.
I'd say, Dad, you really need to pay attention. You need to set your priorities straight. I'm a kid that's in your life and you're rejecting, and I'm missing out, and it's hurting my feelings, and you need to be there for me.
I feel pity for you because you have 3 great kids and you don't even care.
But that's not true, is it? You do care.
It's not true.
You said earlier that she's #1 priority and they're 1.1. And I get what you mean, and I disagree with you. You know, there's romantic love that you have for your partner in life, and then there's parental love that you have for your children. And those are 2 mutually exclusive accounts, so it doesn't have to be 1.1, first, second, third.
Yeah.
It's a completely different currency.
I want to have a relationship with my kids, Dr. Phil. I want to be able to call them up, to be able to say, hey, let's go do something. I paid child support. The court only ordered me to pay so much. I gave extra. When she asked me for extra, I gave extra.
That's a lie.
It wasn't always on time, and don't lie about this.
You
I
are
gave
lying.
extra up to 3 times what was required of me. I paid. Okay? Up to 3 times.
And Todd, that
I
doesn't
gave
even-
it freely. She was going to lose her car.
Todd, they're
I gave
asking
her
you why
extra
you
money
can't
so she
see
could pay
them.
for
Not
a car.
about back child support. They're asking why you can't see them.
Okay, it ties into it.
No,
So
it
understand
doesn't.
this. It does tie into
Todd,
it.
it's today. It's
Being
not 5
around
years
you,
ago.
Heidi.
You don't have to be around me.
You won't let me come to the house.
have walked-
You won't let me have conversations with them on the phone so I can make
They have
arrangements
their
for
own
it.
cell phones.
And we all have our own licenses.
And
but let me-
since
All right,
they've
all right,
been
all right, all right,
unblocked,
all right, all right.
I've called them, I've texted them, I've tried to Facebook
And
them.
he asked you to see him. That doesn't involve me at all. That involves your son.
Fact is, Zach, that you sent the message. I mean, he said, okay, I'll meet you on your terms.
Do you support
Yes,
Do you support him having a relationship with these 3 children?
of course. That's why I'm here.
We'll be right back. If there's anything that you haven't had the opportunity to say that you want your kids to hear and know from your heart to them, so this is your chance to level this up so it's 100% to your liking. Say anything that you want them to know.
You guys know I love you. You know I'd do anything for you. I'm here because you guys want to fix this. So let's stop looking at the nonsense in the past and let's just fix it. Let's bury the hatchet. Let's get ourselves together. Let's communicate. Let's forget what's happened in the past and let's just do it.
You've already stated all that.
Hold on. Anything else? I want to give you full opportunity to say anything you want to say.
I'm tired of all of the excuses as well. I'm tired of all the things that may or may not have happened that has created this situation. I work hard. I'm a hard worker. I believe in working hard. I'm a father that loves to know what you guys want and loves to spend time with you and do things with you. I want and I respect the fact that she is married to a very good man. And I'm very glad that he's done what he's done
Have
in
you ever
helping
said
you
that?
guys. Yes, I have
No,
to them, each one of them.
To me or to Ricky. Thank you? You've never said thank you. Hey,
don't
Ricky.
ever give me-
Hey, oh, no. Wait,
Heidi,
let me. You
Heidi,
never
I'm
said
saying it
thank
right
you.
Go
In
ahead.
order for this to work, Heidi, you and I have to work better.
We don't have to. You know what? You can
have to
communicate with them.
facilitate. You have to facilitate the means for which we can have a relationship without bias.
They have a cell phone.
Likewise, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and they know it. I will come and pick you up. I'm telling you right now.
I have a question.
Name the day, the time, the hour. I will call you and continue to extend those invitations to you, always. Let's forget the fighting. It doesn't accomplish anything. Love is what we should be feeling one for another and working towards. I love you guys. I do. I've had lots of excuses in the past, sure. Lots of things that I thought were legitimate reasons why I couldn't be there. But you know what? If you're willing to message me back when I call you, I'm there. we'll do this. From now on. We're clean slate. Let's go from now on.
There's always going to be that thing in the back of my mind. That letter he sent me, it's always in the back of my mind. Everything you've done, it's always in the back of my mind, Dad.
Look, not even God can change what has happened. Okay? So, and I don't know whether he will or he won't, but I know what he's saying. Are you willing to try and move forward and see if, in fact, you guys do spend quality time together when you're available and he's available? Is that something that you're willing and open to do? And is it something you're willing and open to do?
Yeah, I'm willing to
Doesn't
try.
mean that you have to like every decision he makes or that you even have to like his wife. What you do have to do is conduct yourself with dignity and respect, and don't disrespect his wife or anyone else in his life. That's an unkind thing to do, and you shouldn't do that. But he's saying if he reaches out to you, are you willing to respond to that and do that?
I am willing. I am open.
Okay,
to try.
and how about you?
Yeah.
Because he says there's a lot he doesn't know about you, and you say, I don't feel good enough for you. Well, he's saying, I want you to feel good enough. He wants to spend time with you. Are you open to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're open to do that. All right. I would like to thank all of my guests today, Caitlin, Zach, Amber, along with their parents and their stepmother, Heidi, Todd, Rolanda. What I want everybody to remember is, the past is over. The future hasn't happened yet. The only time is right now. And the only things that you can do are what you do in the here and now. And you kids, there's no question that the adults in your life have been imperfect. They've been imperfect. They've let their agendas get in the way of what would have been some better decisions, perhaps. But then y'all haven't been perfect children either. So that has kind of a balance in it. And one of the things you have to do when you recognize that you're maturing is you got to say, what can I do to make this situation better? You do have to give your dad credit for this. He is here. He did come, and he didn't come because he doesn't care about you. He didn't come because he doesn't want something to go forward. He came because he said, if this is a changing day, then I'm willing to do it. So he did what you asked him to do. Now do what he's asking you to do. And see if things can move forward in a positive way. Thanks for being here, so long.
Honestly, this was one of those cases that hits deeper than it looks at first. On the surface, it's about child support and missed visits, but when you really listen, it's about something way more painful. 3 kids who just wanted their dad to show up and feel like they mattered. The turning point for me? That moment when he admitted he hadn't seen one of his daughters in over a year. There's just no excuse that fully justifies that. And then calling them dramatic. That felt like deflection instead of accountability. You could literally hear the hurt in their voices, especially Amber talking about crying and not feeling good enough. That wasn't drama, that was real pain. At the same time, you can see there's history between the parents that made everything worse. But here's the truth, kids shouldn't have to pay the price for that. And what really stuck with me is this. Even after everything, every broken promise, every missed moment, all 3 of them still said they want a relationship with him. That says a lot, but let me ask you this. If someone keeps hurting you over and over again, at what point do you stop giving chances? If you found this case as shocking as I did, make sure to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.